Put your hands together for Jesus. Clap for Jesus. Clap for Jesus. He deserves more. Clap for Jesus. He deserves more. Hallelujah. I want to start by appreciating our pastor, our district pastor, for the opportunity and other leaders that has made this program a success. And I also want to appreciate all of us that has found time to be here. My job is very simple. I like doing difficult work, making them look simple. I've been instructed to talk to us on business guidance. So we will be handling business guidance. Barrister Michael did an amazing job. Let's put our hands together for Barrister Michael. So he has laid some foundation, so I will build on those foundations. I want to inform you that you don't really need money to become successful. Somebody asked that question. Pay attention to what I am sharing. I'm not telling you stories. I'm telling you real life experience. In fact, help me to preach to the person by your side. Tell the person you don't really need money to become successful. You are not saying it as though you mean it. You don't believe what I'm saying. But at the end of this section, you will believe what I'm telling you. You don't really need money to become successful. I'll start with this story. Two people, they are related to me. One used to work with an oil firm when I was in secondary school. By then, he earns 50,000 a month. I finished my secondary education in 1999. So before then, he was already earning 50,000. Unfortunately, during the period of COVID, it was observed that that same person was running Okada. And when further inquiry was put on, the Okada was not his own. He was running Okada for somebody. And then he beckoned on a relative. That relative gave him about $1 million. The simplest thing he was supposed to do was to buy 3 Okada with that money, because then Okada was about 350,000. It didn't take 6 months. The same person came back begging for money again. Then there is another individual that struggled with life so much. He came to a point after he has tried so many things and they didn't work. He took a job of capturing moments for bloggers, and his salary then was 20,000. This was between 2020. He worked for more than 6 months, no pay. Out of that frustration, he reached out to another relative for 400,000 so that he could buy a camera to begin his own blogging business that he was doing for somebody. That 400,000 was given to that individual. As we speak today, he has finished building his 2-bedroom flat in Abuja. He has bought a Sienna car. He just got married last month. He's building in the village. You can now discover that you don't really need money to become successful. The other one was earning 50,000 in the 90s. But as we speak today, cannot lay claim to 200,000. Why this other individual happened to get a grant of 400,000. Today he has staffs that he pays. So you can become like the other individual. I hope my slide is up. Now, how do people start off with nothing and eventually become very successful? How do people, that's what I want to share. How do people start off with nothing? What is the magic, if it was a magic, that individual did? A small boy. Today, he has his own house, 2-bedroom flats. Had even I had time, I will give you the picture of the house. He has a car to his name. He has people that works for him. And the list of his staffs, he pays them, the list is 20K because it's a small business. But he has been able to open several centers of that business. So how do people start off with nothing to eventually become very, very successful? I don't know if you can see a slide there. That slide is a picture of where I live currently. The next picture you will see is the picture of where I lived the first time I visited Lagos. Have you seen that picture? The one up is the first place I lived when I came to Lagos, 2008. And I was not living there because I could pay the rent. I was being squatted by a friend. You see how wonderful that place looked like? In fact, the friend that squatted me in that place never had the confidence of staying in that house. That was their family house. He was staying in the second one you see under. So because he was not always available, I had to move to stay with him in the other one under. There's nothing good about it. If you look about it, it looks like the place you are living now, two of us. So if I could move, go back to the other slide. If I could move from there to this one now, you too can move. Yes. I ended up there because I had no money. I moved all the way from Enugu State after my university education in 2006. 2008, I moved over to Lagos with only my bag, no spare shoe. All my luggages entered in one small bag. The only thing that came with me was a laptop that I ended up giving out to somebody in the church. Go back to that slide again. Today, you can see what God has done. How did God do it? That is why you are here. As I'm passing the information, if you have questions, write it. I don't have that kind of time that Barrister Yega has. I don't have that time. I don't have that time. So if you have questions, be writing them and be eager to pass it across to our organizers. If time permits, we may attempt to it. If time doesn't permit, I will where you will go and you will find me and I will answer your question there. Are we good? Now, for you to move from that picture to the current one that I showed you, you have to become someone very special. You have to become someone very what? Special. You have to develop qualities and discipline that the person sitting by your side will not want to develop. Did you hear what I said? You have to develop qualities and discipline that the person that is by your side now will not want to develop. There are qualities and discipline that an average individual will not want to develop. There is no other way to it. You have to develop discipline, quality, that average people will lack. You need to become the kind of person that can attract money and keep the money. Listen, capacity is what drives increase. Somebody said, you don't have money. Why you don't have money is because you have not become special. Money gravitates towards value. Money gravitates towards value. The moment you become disciplined now, money will begin to come towards you. You don't need to beg. Because I did not beg. I once had an opportunity because I had a lot of time. When you don't have job as a university graduate, you have a lot of time. Currently now you have a lot of time because you don't have job. What do you do with that time? Either you sleep, watch football, go through the internet, what have you. What do you do with it? There is need for you to begin to add value to yourself. I will explain that statement later. Because even if I give you $1 million right now, with the person you are, it's a matter of time. Maximum 5 years, you will spend all of it. It is a law. Laws make life predictable. Why I'm saying this is because I understand principle. They make life predictable. If you don't become someone special, even when I give you money, money will not change you. Remember, somebody was given $1 million that would have bought him 3 bikes, right? But because he has not become that individual that can attract and keep money, even when money was given to him, he lost it. There's something that is taught in leadership class, the law of lead. You cannot lead a number of people that is above your lead. It is applicable in finance. You can't have more than your capacity. For you to have more, I don't know how much that is in your account now. Prayer alone will not change that. It is capacity. When you become special, you begin to attract money. And you'll be able to keep them. The next slide says, your greatest limitation is the thought and belief that those doing better than you are better than you. That thought, conviction and belief is a lie. It is a lie. For you to think and believe that the people doing better than you are better than you. No, that is the thought that has limited you. For the fact that I am standing here giving us this seminar or instruction doesn't make me better than you. No, I am not. The moment you believe that I am better than you, you have limited yourself. So, erase that mentality from you. No matter what anybody is doing, I have to convince myself that I can do it. A time came that I told some people that nobody loves God more than me. If you like, argue. Is it your love? It's my own love. That even if we are only 2 people on this planet, and you are asking about the person that loves God the most, I will still say I am the person that loves God the most. That is a mentality that you need to carry. For the fact that somebody is having better results than you, don't agree. The day you will agree that that person is better than you, you have limited yourself. Imagine what Jesus told us. He said, the works that I do shall you do. And greater works, which means I am not better than you. Is it not what he meant? Now, if Jesus said he is not better than me, now you want to become better than me. That is the way I reason. Jesus said, I will not only achieve his results, I will do more than what he did. Okay, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. It's only a foolish person that will pay something that is of higher value for something that is less. That's the way I reason. The amount of money that you are willing to give out in exchange for whatsoever defines the value of what you are getting. Are you with me? Are you with me? What was the price that the Almighty God paid in order to have me? Jesus. That is my value. So for you to sit down here and tell me that the people in America, they are better than you have just limited yourself. The most important thing you need to succeed in life is not money. Did you hear what I said? It's not money. A lot of people have come to me, and on Friday, a thought just flashed. And the moment they come, all they ask you is money. Money. And then while I was musing over those interactions, I now concluded that this has been the limitation of the poor. The poor will always think that he knows the solution to his problem. And so when he even comes to somebody that can help him, he will not wait for that person that can help him to tell him what to do in order to come out of his problem. Rather, he will be telling the person that should help him what the person should do, even when he doesn't know the solution to his problem. I've come to discover that money is not your problem. Some people are seated here. For 2-3 years, I kept preaching this message to them. I told them that you don't need money to become successful. And today they are successful. And it's not because somebody gave them money. At least one of them rode with me in his car. The most important thing you need to succeed may not be money, but to meet someone who has become successful. If I have become successful, meeting me is more important to you than getting money. Ask me why. Ask me why. The answer is that the success story of most great and successful people you have ever read or heard about began when they met someone like my chairman. The success stories of most great people you have ever read or heard about began when they met someone like my chairman. When I say someone like my chairman, is someone that is successful. It's because when you come in contact with a successful person or successful people, you will begin to learn that every successful individual have some things in common. I hope you are following my story. When you come in contact with them, you will get to discover that they all have something in common. What is it that they have in common? They have 3 basic things in common. Number 1, they all struggled with an undignified past. They all struggled with an undignified past. You saw that picture I showed then. There was nothing dignifying there. One of the people that mentored me When I had the privilege of coming close to him, because I had a lot of time and no job, as I rode with him in his vehicle, while he makes some statements, I pay attention. They told us that the secret of great people are in their stories. So while we had our interactions, I got to discover that there was a time in his life that he could not pay his house rent. He was being squatted. Being squatted was not a problem. But the major problem was that at a point he was accused by a child that he drank the Arabina that was kept in the fridge. And for that reason, he was asked to leave the house. Imagine how ridiculous. A grown-up man was asked to leave the place where he was squatting because a child accused him that I saw uncle open the fridge to drink my Arabina. While on earth will they accuse a grown-up man like that? It's because the economy is not balanced. Supposing that thing is true, if your economy is okay, the child will say, thank you for taking my Ribena. But because economy was not okay, even when the person did not take the Ribena, the man was accused and was forced out of the house. So when I heard some of these stories, and then I saw where I am, I said I am better positioned now because I will not condescend low to go and drink Ribena from the fridge. So I have to convince myself that if this person came from this place to where I am seeing him today, I have better chance. You will observe that they all struggle with undignified past. The other day I was talking with him. He said there was a time in his life that he would want financial assistance from people. What he will do will be to send the wife, then the wife was pregnant, to go and beg for money so that people will have compassion on the condition of the wife to give him money. This man was married. I wasn't married. When I heard his story that he struggled with an undignified past, I had confidence. At least I was below 30 then. At least my own case is better. What about me? There was a time that I didn't have a place to lay my head. No place. I stayed in house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4. All of them were just, let me stay for a while. Until I stayed in house 5. That was when things began to change. In fact, in that house 5, if I tell you the story around that house 5, you will pity me. Should I tell you the story? So why I am sharing this story with us, so that you will be encouraged that your case is not rich like my own. I was staying with a brother, and then the brother was planning marriage. The arrangement was whoever that we get married first, we pack out and get a better accommodation. But this person planned marriage while we were there. We went for the traditional wedding and came back with hope that he's looking for a house. The next thing I learned, a sister told me that they are fixed wedding. Wedding, bro, never get house. The day of the wedding, I was the MC. And when we came back from the wedding, I picked my bag and joined my neighbor, began to live with my neighbors. You can imagine my past. But today, in the course of the slide, I will show you 2 buildings. So you can get there from nothing. They struggled with undignified pasts. They also struggled with several failed business attempts. They did a lot of things that did not work. Remember I said, your life will change when you come close to somebody that is successful. Why will your life change? If you are intelligent, you will discover that there was nothing special in those people. And then you also learn the things they did. They struggled with several failed businesses. Do you know that I sold mushroom in the village? I sold firewood in the village. I sold garri. I sold orange. I had a boss when I was in university. I sold that boss for 70,000. I have witnesses here. None of them worked. But one thing you will discover, which is the third point, is that they all struggled to keep trying until they started winning. It was not easy, but they struggled. They struggled. I don't know how many times you have tried and you failed. You think that you need to try once and then it will work. No. You don't win or become successful because you tried once or twice or 3 times or 4 times or even 20 times. You win or become successful because you didn't quit trying. No matter how much discouragement and failures you get. How do you win? How do you win? You win or become successful because you did not quit trying. Remember, I'm sharing with us how you can start off with nothing and then end up very successful. What I'm just giving you is an aspect of my story. But it's quite unfortunate that most people get the process wrong. They want to decide their future. That slide you are seeing there says 2 + 1 = 5. Is it correct? The process they use is wrong. The wrong process cannot give you the right results. They want to decide their future. I want to make it big. I'll be going to Banana Island. All those fantasies are wonderful. But that is not the way to go about it. You don't directly decide your future. It is your habits and your character that decides your future. That takes me to the next slide. Journey to destiny. We need to get the process right. I said you don't need, money is not the most important thing you need. You need to meet me. Did you hear what I said? And you have met me. So listen to the story I am telling you. Nobody should convince you otherwise. Do you know there was a time in my life, a neighbor, we share the same faith in the same place. One I and a friend that is in India now, never to enter his house. Because as at then, the place we were squatting, the number was battalion. So in the night, we want to go to just lay ahead in his room, just one room. He warned us never to enter his room because he could not see anything, any good thing coming out from us. What did we not hear? What did they not tell us? They told us a lot of things, but they didn't know that we were trying. They didn't know we were doing our best. They didn't know we were really evolving in the inside. So I said, go and take a job. I even got a job in an oil firm. I did not last there for 6 months. Challenge came, and I was advised to resign, and I did. Thank God I resigned. Else, I will not be where I am today. Your journey to destiny. You don't just say, so and so place. No. It begins with your association. The information you receive and the words you hear. You want to decide your destiny. It's not money you need. The most important thing you need is association. Information, words. Because there is a law that governs life. The law that governs life states that your association, the words you hear, information you receive, they are what determines the thoughts you think. The thing you think about is a product of what you hear. The things that enter through your eye gates, ear gates, the ones you read. That's why they told us, evil communication does what? Because of association. The moment you are within those people, the last minister said, if you check your cycle of friends, and they are all poor people, you need to change that association. In fact, if you are the only rich person in the midst of 4 poor people, you are going to be the 5th one. So now, if you are not doing very well, and then you have seen 4 people that are doing very well, move away from the crowd of those that are not doing very well. Join the other people. They will change you. When you flock with the wise, you become wise. When you flock with worthy people, you become worthy. The reason is because a lot of things in life are contagious. Did you hear what I said? As much as poverty is contagious, prosperity is also what? Association matters. The information you receive, the words you hear, because it's the words that you hear that influences your thoughts. Whatever that becomes the predominant thought of a man, decide a man's future. If you like, doubt it. Even the Bible confirmed these statements. It said we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power, satanic wickedness in high places. No, it talked about casting down imagination. A weapon of warfare is not carnal. It is what? Mighty through God. To the what? Pulling down of strongholds. What are the strongholds? Imaginations. Imagination. Image. That your predominant thoughts, they are your limiting factor. And they are proceeds of your association. Information you receive. The words you hear, the books you read. So you need to take care of information, and then when you do that, you cannot manage your thoughts just by managing your thoughts. In fact, the Bible told us how to manage thoughts. It said, if something is lovely, if something is of good report, if there is praise, are you getting me? They are the things you should dwell on. So if the association you keep don't tell you things that are of good reports, don't tell you something that is of praise, don't tell you things that are of value, there's no way you will think on those things. But if you keep sitting in such arrangement like this now, you will have a mental shift. There was a brother that just packed in to his place at Aja, I think 2 weeks ago. When he came in contact with us, things were completely very, very bad. And then when we began to go through this process, a time came, he said, this thing is not working. I told him, don't worry. Just continue to listen to what we are saying. The day it will happen, you will not even know. You will just suddenly discover that things around you has changed. Because it begins from the inside and then outside. And things actually changed. If things did not change, he will not move his family over to that place. And when you see the place he's living now, you will praise God. But at some point, he could not pay his house rent. So money is not what you need. You need to meet people that are successful. So it is your thoughts that will decide your emotion. The feeling you have is a product of your thought. I'm just trying to let you know that we take the process wrongly. If you can take care of the first principle, association, words. This morning I compiled the materials that I will be buying, and the sum was over 240 something USD. The reason is because I don't want to give my mind a chance. Because if you don't tend your garden, weeds will grow on it. Did you hear what I said? Weeds will grow on it. So I want to fix my mind on things that will challenge my imagination. So it is your emotion that will decide your decision. Your decision will decide your action. And when you do something repeatedly over a period of time, that becomes your habit. And your habit is your character. Your character decides your destiny. You see how the thing works. Are you with me? That is how it works. You can start your journey today. You can start your journey today. Yes, I want you to start your journey to greatness right now. I want you to begin today and begin right now. But for you to do that, you would have to trust me to be your compass to the top. Will you trust me to do that for you? Next slide. Things to do. Things to do. If you have any question, make sure you have put it together. Things to do. On that compass, the first direction of the compass is for you to have a clear and compelling vision. Clear and compelling vision. When I say clear and compelling vision, I mean that you should have a preview of your preferred future. You need to have a preview of your preferred future. You are the movie director. You want to produce a movie. And your life is that movie. You are the movie director. Give yourself a good role. Use your imagination to work. It is free of charge. You don't pay for it. You don't pay for it. Put your imagination to work. Have a clear and compelling vision. Not just small one. The book of Habakkuk said, he said, make it plain. If you don't understand where you are going, you don't know where you are going, any road will lead you to there. The Bible says where there is no redemptive revelation, where there is no vision, people will do what? Perish. So why your life seems to be diminishing is because there is no vision. And even if you have one, it's very small. Small vision don't compel people. If you open my heart, what I am doing right now, I've done it 1,000 times before. People that are very close to me know. In fact, I projected to somebody things that is going to happen with dates. If it doesn't happen accordingly, will you flog me? At least I have expectation. It is the expectation of the righteous that will not be cut short. So if you want to target something that is big. So if you did not hit that big thing, at least you'll be very close to it. When I was still living in a room, I came into an awareness. And my vision was so great. A friend entered the room. Then in that room, all I had was a rug. And the seats that I inherited. Nothing else. And then I had a television, has inbuilt DVD on it. Poverty is not a good thing. But when that brother entered, I told him as long as Jesus Christ is on the throne, I cannot be poor. The next thing I did, I wrote a check in my name, check of 100 million. And I told myself that it is in the bank, it is in my hand. And today, 100 million is a chicken change. It's a small thing now. But when did I have such vision? In one room, no chair. Then I used to live in Muibi streets. You must have a clear and compelling vision. You know why it should be compelling? So that even in the night, when people are sleeping, you will not sleep. Because the thing will be pulling you. If it's a small thing, anybody can achieve it. And when we were moving from the place I lived before to where I am now, the day that the leaders came to pray, I told them that the people that knows me know where I told them that we are going. And in less than 5 years, we are going to be there. No matter what it takes, we are going to be there. Yes. In fact, I've come to know that it is this thing called vision that makes life interesting, exciting. I've been up through the night. Through the night, I've been up. I just had a short rest. I've been up through the night because I want to stop working actively in the next 10 years. I became 40 this year. I'll be 50 in the next 10 years. I want to stop doing gara-gara. So I need to walk. And I am walking. It is now that I have that energy. At 50, I will not be able to do some of the things that I'm doing now. It's not the day of contest that you go to train. Clear and compelling vision. So while you are sleeping, I am awake. When you are sleeping, I'm in the office. I must be in my office for 8 a.m. whether traffic likes it or not. Something is pulling me. What did I say? Something is pulling me. The vision is big. It says such that when somebody see it, the person can run. It has compelling ability. That is number 1 point on that compass. When we began the logistic business, we were still underdogs. But I set a vision that we are going to be the first 5 in the industry in Nigeria. As we speak today, you cannot mention 5 without mentioning my company. It's not possible. It's not possible. If I tell you the revenue we generate for the federal government, you will shout, this small boy. Yes, it is a product of vision. Without vision, you will not amount to anything. That's what my compass said. Compelling vision. Some people's vision is to get married and have children. What kind of vision is that one? Even mad people are having children. Oh, you don't know that mad people are having children? Okay, you don't know. Okay. Mad people have children. It doesn't take anything to have children. It's just go to the committee, they join you and you have a wife. It is a natural process. That's not a vision. That cannot compel you. The next on my pointer, my time is almost up, is you need to start with what you have. Everybody has something. You have something. Then, I wasn't working. I had a lot of time. I had a lot of time. And then when I came in contact with somebody that has gone successful, I needed to trade what I have, not for money, but for lessons. And my first assignment was to supervise building projects without pay. And I did that for years. But the beautiful thing was that I gave my best. I gave my best. So I had time. It was my time that I brought to the table. You have something. Don't tell me you don't have anything. Some of us can help people to clean their house, so that you can be coming around that person that can give you wise words. Money is not everything. In fact, then what he normally gives to me will be 500 naira. That will be my transport and my feeding and everything. Nothing else. But thank God for such training. So with such experience, I just got to know that you don't need money. You just need to meet the right people. Start with what you have. The next on my slide is that be committed to excellence. The Bible told us that God said, without me, you can do nothing. And then I now said the indispensability of a man is a fraud. You know why? Because man is not God. It is only God that you cannot do without. You can do without any man. So if you think that they cannot do without you, you are just deceiving yourself. The indispensability of a man is a fraud, but become very difficult to be replaced. Yes. When an opportunity is given to you to come close to successful people, make an impression that the person will find it difficult to allow you go. Become a person of excellence. When I was given an opportunity to make supervision of his building, after the project stopped, do you know what happened? He asked me to start coming to his office because of what he saw. He saw excellence. I was not paid for the job, but I gave excellent service, excellent reports, not interested in gimmicks. I made it difficult to be replaced. In fact, when I was to relocate to the place I lived before coming back to the area I am now, he was asking me, "The place you're going, is it not far?" That was how I understood that this person is enjoying my company. And then he called the people in the office. He said, this boy grew very fast. I would have made him the general manager, but I cannot pay him. He confessed with his mouth. I was doing those jobs without pay. How did I get into consulting business? I got into consulting business. An individual had issue with another consultant, and that consultant was not able to deliver. So they began to consult me on how to relate with that consultant, and I offered that service free of charge. And my consultancy worked. My consultation worked. They eventually got value from the other person. And then they began to consult two of us. But you know, when you are committed to excellence, you are second to nobody. I just knew that it was a matter of time. They will pull out from that person completely. I was talking to a friend. I had an Indian company that interacted with us and asked us to apply to consult for them. So when I shared with a friend, he began to laugh. I said, "Why are you laughing?" He said, "The other people, they have lost their job because he knew my kind of person." He said, "They have lost their job for the fact that they have called you into their business." And that is how it is right now. Become a person of excellence. It will shock you. It will shock you, this statement. Most of the businesses that I do, I never did personal advertisements. They were all on referral. That is, if after I deliver your job, if you're a Christian, you will turn back and begin to pray for me and thank me for taking your money. You need to become that type of person. And the funny thing is, I charge higher than other people because I know my value. I don't want to serve everybody. A diligent man does not deal with ordinary people. That's what the Bible instructed me. So I deal with the bourgeois, so they can pay my bills. So if you cannot afford my bill, you are coming to distract me. But before you come to that level, you have to build excellence. Remember, I started with nothing. I hope you are following my story. If you can follow this instruction, my beloved friends, maybe you will relocate to Banana Island very soon. You people don't believe it. Pastor, please, here with me. We can be coming to lunch fellowship. Okay? So, we made it difficult because we built in excellence. Fourthly, develop a working plan and act on it. Become a person of excellence, then develop a working plan. Plan. How do you get to this? My pricing, I didn't consult any senior colleague on how to price a job. No, I worked it out. A time came that the people that were there before us began to consult us. You know, the challenge most of the youth have is that they sleep a lot. At night, all those differential equations we did in engineering, I begin to apply it. All those quadratic equations, you think they are not applicable? They are applicable. All those interpolation, they are applicable in business. I had to bring them. As an engineering student, I had to do the maths. Make my projections. Know the actual cost of delivery. And then value my time. Barrister showed us how to value time. I know how much my 1 hour is worth. If I tell you, you will shout. I know how much it's worth. So I factor it in my service. I don't pick all calls. I don't pick all calls. I need to pick all calls. Because you can't pay for that time. Develop plan. It is among the plans how you get there. If I respond to everybody, I will not be able to serve the people that are up there. So develop plan. And the next slide says, thank you. So for more information, because we cannot finish everything in one class, you see our social media handles. Did you see that building? Very soon it will be for sale. That's one of the projects that we have. So the essence of all these things is to encourage you. Where we started from and where we are now, and yet we are not tired. We are still dreaming. In the next 10 years, if you see me, you will not recognize me. I hope I will see you at the top. Any question? My teachings are usually very simple. Any question? If there is question, let me see these hands. They have not submitted. If they have not submitted, they should not write it now. Don't write because I'm asking any question. While I was teaching, you should have question. Okay? But I asked us to write this name. Okay, if you have question, let me see your hand up. Hold on. You have question, let me see your hand up. Hold on. If you have question, can you stand on your feet? Hold on. 1, 2. just fall out. That is all questions we are going to take. 2. So further questions, you can write them, submit to any of those handles. We will respond to them.
I want to really appreciate the organizer of this program, and I want to stand on the existing protocol. My question is, specifically when you are in an environment whereby you have a vision, and within you, you know what is propelling you, but the people that are around you, at times as one being, you need people that encourage you souls on pursuit. And you are in an environment whereby most of the people that are there are not having the same vision with you. What should we do as an individual in that environment?
It's very simple now. If you're in an environment that the people around there, they are not motivating you, you change the environment now. I'm not saying you must pack out. You need to spot the kind of people you want to hang around. Do everything possible to start associating with them. Now, one of the things I did was I was willing to serve the person that I learned a few things from. We were in that house you saw now. Everybody will just sleep, But I found a way. Is there anything for me to do? Is there any errand for you? There was a time I was just going to pay school fees for the children because I want to hang around him. Are you getting me? So find a way to leave that cycle of friends. Okay? Leave that cycle of friends. Now, social media has even made it easier. There are a lot of people that I follow that don't even know me. The moment I discover that they are doing something that I will like to do, I follow them to learn from them. If, while I'm listening to them, I happen to hear a book they say they read, I'll go and buy that book. As I'm reading the other one, if the person that wrote that book mentioned the book that the person read, last week I got a compilation of 16 books to buy. I did not go to a business school to get it. No, I was listening to somebody. And while I was listening to his bookshelf, so I paused the video, I copied the books. I've gone to Bandre. Those books are not in Bandre. I sent the list to my brothers in the US to help me source for them. Meanwhile, I checked on Amazon. It will cost me about 255 USD to get all those books. Do I need to find the person where the person is? No. If there are lessons, if there are talk, if there are teachings from the people, you assess those things. That's how you get to the people. Okay? You can't come and be living in my house. But if you want to learn from me, you listen to my stories. Okay? You listen to my stories. That's why we decided to go online, so that if there are advice or lessons we have learned, we put them up there. So you don't need to call me to ask me anytime. You just go there, you assess them. Like this one will also be posted. In case you didn't understand some things, you go through them over and over. Sometimes you might be just going through just one section of counsel. 3 business ideas will come out. 3 will come out. We didn't talk about business development here now, but we are just telling you that this is what you can do to become successful. And it doesn't fail. I have people that I can mention. I had a friend that wanted to travel to Germany. He wanted to travel to Germany because he was frustrated. The last time I asked him, do you still want to travel? He said, go and do what in Germany? It was by association. Nothing else. His life changed. Doing very well. I'm not telling you stories. I'm telling you people that we have, one way or the other, God helped us. So you too can become one. Any other question?
Most of the universities are theoretical inclined, and you see something of the application of intuition and interpretation and other interpolation which we have done. But the application in the business sector is not really challenging as it sounds now, because we feel to apply it in our business environment. So, please, what are we going to do as prospective clarity?
All right, I understand your question. Okay. Did you say I attended Enugu State University of Science and Technology? So it's not better than your own. It's not Harvard. If you understood those theory very well, you can go and sit and don't worry. If you understood them very well, you can apply them. We are not talking about developing a machine now. That's where you should be talking about that one. Are you following me? But the drilling, the experience, the discipline you put in to understand engineering calculation will help you understand or do analysis of problem. Because one of the ways you grow in business is when you can properly do your analysis. And those things we did in the school, differential, is it not how to break down? That's analysis. Integration is how to put together. So you can walk from solution to problem. What is the solution you are looking for? You begin to build them bit by bit until you come back. And then you now walk through from the problem. You see how you solve it. That is what differentiation and integration taught us. Okay? Problem analysis. Okay?
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, sir, the opportunity. My question, I have two questions. My first question is, you were saying something about vision, that as an individual, for we to get to that point, that we should have a vision. So my question now is, how can we sustain our vision? This generation where youth are being posted and thereby a lot of distraction. How can we sustain as a youth? How can we sustain that vision that we have?
Okay. Is that the question? Okay. First of all, remember I said you need to have, the vision need to be clear. One. Number two, it should be compelling. Two. Why I made those statements is not because I'm trying to use words. The size of the vision has a way of keeping you. The Bible told us that Jesus Christ saw the crown. Because of the crown that was kept, he did what? He endured the cross. His eyes was on something. When you check what you stand to gain on a long run, you will find it difficult to leave it. So try to have something that is really, really compelling. The answer is in it. In fact, the future you don't see, you cannot live in it. That is why it is a must. You have vision. Okay? It's must. You have vision. Try to make it compelling. Make it compelling. Now, when vision is clear to you and compelling, there is need for you to break it down, because you cannot just achieve it wholesome. You break it down into achievable bits. For instance, it could be vision of 20, 50 years. You break it down. What do I need to do on daily basis? If you go to the book of Genesis chapter number 11, they came to a place called the land of Shinar. And then they said, we want to build a city. That was a vision. That with power to the heavens, it was clear and it was big. But when you go below, they began to set goals, what they should be doing. Everything that they began to do was in line with what they plan to do. Let us make bricks. Let us make mortar. So you break it down to the smallest bits on daily basis. What should I be doing on daily basis? The things you need to do on daily basis, they are simple things. But if you can do them consistently on daily basis, definitely you can do them consistently on weekly basis, on monthly basis, yearly basis. And there is no way you will not hit past that goal. Remember, I wrote a check of 100. That was not even the vision. That was just a goal. That was just a goal. That was not a vision. My vision is not that thing. That thing is not my vision. But I had to set goals on how to achieve that vision. Daily goals. How many hours do you sleep? How many hours do you read? Who and who do you need to meet on daily basis? You need to set goals. And when you are committed, remember I said, when you plan, commit to it. Don't procrastinate. If something tells you tomorrow, that thing wants to steal the vision, don't agree. Do it now. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Second question, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this one is an academic aspect.
Okay.
So, sir, when somebody have a bigger plan to study a course,
okay.
When somebody have a bigger plan to study a course, like you have passion to study aeronautical engineering, or looking at the country where you find yourself, Nigeria, it's not something that you can go for, like they are not good at teaching such course. So, sir, what advice will you give to such an individual?
Okay. I know our pastor will do more in that, but listen, I don't really pay so much attention to the course you want to study. I want to know what you want to do. It's not the course you want to study. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? It's possible you don't need that aeronautic engineering to do what you want to do. If you really know the problem you want to solve, then we can guide you rightly. For your information, I don't think there's any university that can guide you very well in this country. You have to go to either Germany, Europe, America, stuff like that. Our pastor will do justice to this one. So my interest is, what do you really want to do? After the aeronautic engineering, what next? That's where I'm interested. Monetizing that thing you have done is where I'm interested. Our pastor wrote a book. You need to have one first before you will. So when you finish with your certificate, come. I will help you to tear it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.